Hello everyone, welcome to our video on the completing the square method. In this video, we are going to learn about how to use this method to solve quadratic equations. Before we dive into the process, let's first define what completing the square is. Completing the square is a method of rewriting a quadratic equation in the form x plus n squared is equal to k, where x is the variable, n and k are constant. It allows us to take the square root of both sides and solve for x. The first step in completing the square is to take the equation and bring all the terms to one side of the equation, leaving a 0 on the other side. In other words, we want to have an equation of the form ax squared plus bx is equal to c, where a, b, and c are constants. Let's try an example. X squared minus 6x plus 5 is equal to 0. We want to bring all the terms to one side, so we have x squared minus 6x plus 5 minus 5 is equal to 0 minus 5. Now we have x squared minus 6 is equal to negative 5. The second step is to take half of the coefficient of x, square it, and add to both sides of the equation. In this step, we are trying to complete the square, that is, adding a number to both sides of the equation so that the left side is a square of a binomial. In our example, the coefficient of x is negative 6. So, half of that is negative 3. And when we square negative 3, we get 9. So, we add 9 to both sides of the equation. X squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to minus 5 plus 9. Now, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 4. The final step is to take the square root of both sides. Now we have two solutions, one for the square root of the left side and one for the square root of the right side. We will call the solutions x1 and x2. In our example, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9 on the left hand side and 4 on the right hand side. So before we find the square root of the left hand side, we factor out the left hand side. So if we factor out x squared minus 6x plus 9, the result is x minus 3 squared to form a perfect square. This is equal to 4. Now finding square root on both sides is the same as saying x minus 3 is equal to, this gives us plus minus 2. So we're going to have two values of x, either x minus 3 is equal to 2 or x minus 3 is equal to negative 2. So for the first value of x, it will be x is equal to, let's call it x1, 2 plus 3, which is 5, or the second value of x, let's call it x2, will be minus 2 plus 3, which gives us 1. That's it. We have solved our equation using the completing the square method. Remember that this method is very useful when the equation cannot be factored or when the equation has no real solutions. Now you can try it yourself with different equations and see how it works.